Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
And by the way, we now see faith-based initiative, billions of dollars. We told you a year before it was in mainstream news, secretly paying preachers to be on Homeland Security payroll and to give pro-government, anti-gun sermons to submit. And
exactly.
So it's all happening here. It doesn't matter what denomination it is happening.
Thing. The same thing is happening all over again. And in fact, up until the time of Ronald Reagan's administration, we had declined to recognize the Vatican as a separate national state. But under the Reagan administration, and you'll find out that his vice president was George Herbert Walker Bush, and Reagan, of course, was shot less than 2 months after he took office, and Bush was pretty well running the show, along with his advisors, and along with Dick Cheney and Donald Rumsfeld, and other corporate leaders. And at this time, Reagan recognized the Vatican as a sovereign state, and they now have an embassy in Washington, D.C. And, of course, it was also Reagan who, despite violent protests from veterans organizations and Jewish organizations, nevertheless went to Germany and laid a wreath in Bitburg Cemetery, where all these SS officers had been buried. And everybody just thought that was absolutely, outrageous. But it also shows how powerful the Nazi influence had become by the 1980s.
And then meanwhile, we're going to get, when we come back, into the Bushes and their Nazi pedigree. You can't make this stuff up. Truth is so bizarre, it blows away the wildest fiction. Jim Marrs is our guest. We are so honored to have him with us today. The new book that is hot off the presses and available right now in the secure online video and bookstore shopping area at Infowars.com, or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. You can also write to us. We'll be right back. We are back live now into hour number 3. Bob Chapman coming up in 15 minutes. Jim, I'm going to have you back next week. This has been just too amazing, the information. You've dug up a lot of new info with all the other documented info in the book. In the 15 minutes we've got left, go ahead. You've got the floor, other key areas. Run us through into the modern times and what we're facing.
Well, to pick up where we left off with the concordant with the Catholic Church in Germany, the rumor is that basically they had reached an agreement, the Vatican and Adolf Hitler, that when they conquered the world, that Catholicism would then be named as the predominant religion of the world. It's this type of thing that caused our forefathers in this country to separate church from the state. And unfortunately, in the last couple of elections, we've seen a lot of religious overtone and a lot of religious organizations who have gotten very active in the political process, and many of those people through the most correct instincts. This is what really disturbs me, is that especially down here in Texas, we do have so many true conservatives. They want to conserve the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights. They want to conserve family values. They want border security. They want less government, and they have the right instincts. The problem is they've been led by the nose by these neocons or national socialists who adhere to Illuminati philosophy, which is the end justifies the means, which means they will do anything to accomplish their purposes. They will lie, cheat, steal, pretend to be anybody or anything, even kill. This was at the heart of the Nazi philosophy, and they've now brought it to this country. And I think you and many other people are doing an excellent job of trying to rouse the interest and the focus of the public, because there are more of us than there are of them, but they've got us divided and distracted, and And we must unite and act as truly free American citizens of all colors, stripes, religions. And what we have to do is find our common ground, and I think the common ground would be individual liberty. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely, Jim. Continue.
Well, and the thing is, that presents the biggest problem to this New World Order. The fact that in America we have a tradition of individual freedom and liberty, and second, we have a legal foundation for such individual liberty and freedom, namely the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. And, by the way, any problem we're having in this country today is not because of the Constitution or the Bill of Rights. It's because we are not following the Constitution or the Bill of Rights. And then finally, the biggest obstacle is because we not only have a tradition of freedom, we also have a legal foundation, we also have guns. And so they have had to work very hard to disrupt and destroy the sovereignty and the cohesiveness of the United States of America. But they have been quite successful because, first, they gained control over the mass media. There are now 5 corporations that control everything you see and hear. And I'm not just talking about news. I'm talking about billboards and CDs and music and films and movies and cable and satellite. They're all controlled by one of 5 corporations, one of which, by the way, is Bertelsmann of Germany. This was a company that is still privately owned, and during the war, it was the largest publisher of Nazi propaganda for the German army. And today it controls all but 2 or 3 of the major publishers in the United States.
All right, Jim, got a break. Final segment with Jim Marrs, then Bob Chapman to look at the economy. Stay with us.